Hello everybody, this is Chris from ChrisTrains. I wanted to do a short video to let you know about some of the changes that are coming with the new ICMm update, and what to expect when using the new model with old scenarios. Almost all of the exterior models have been updated and retextured, so old repaints will not work once you have installed version 4 of the ICMm. Here you can see some of the new details. Higher detail bogies, the equipment boxes under the wagons, the coupler, and the pantographs for example. I also corrected the height of the floors inside the train. They were far too low in the old model. It looked wrong when you pulled up to platforms. The destination boards now use the master destination list, and the destinations can be preset. For old scenarios where this wasn't a feature, those trains will now have a default of extra train. There are new sounds both inside and outside, and I've modified and included some of Linus's sounds from his sound mod pack. The cab model has been rebuilt and retextured, and now contains all of the cabs so that you can spin the camera around 360 degrees. The ICMm cab now has the new GSM-R radio, and the older ICM cab has the old telerail. There have been a lot of changes in the simulation and scripts too to make them more efficient. Each script now runs a couple of milliseconds faster, which translates into better performance in the game. A lot of old problems and errors have also been resolved. ATB now correctly only goes up to 140 km an hour, for example. The power and braking performance has been completely redone, and the power handle now behaves a lot more like it does in the real train, with the PZ settings not really becoming useful until you get above about 50 km an hour. The performance of the player train is now much less like a rocket and much more like a heavy train. The AI trains have had a slight performance change too, but hopefully not enough to completely break the train dispatcher when using an old scenario. Once you get the update, you can look at the release notes to see everything that has been fixed, changed, or improved, including rewritten user manuals. I have tried to make this update as backward compatible as possible, but there were so many little errors and mistakes in the original model from 2012 that there's a high possibility that older scenarios will have some issues as a result of these changes. First, when starting an old or existing scenario with the new ICMm model, you will almost certainly see this error message appear. The quickest and easiest way around this is to simply hit F2 and keep playing. Alternatively, you could go into edit mode and resave the scenario to ensure the error doesn't appear again. Secondly, when using an old scenario, you'll notice that A and AB wagons in the middle are now flipped. In the original model, they had accidentally been built backwards, so they were originally flipped in the consist, and this is no longer the case. And third, due to legacy compatibility issues with the old model, some of the old 4000 series wagons might now show up with 4200 series numbering. This doesn't affect gameplay, but if you want to fix it, you will need to edit the scenario and swap out the legacy front and back wagons, the SBK and MBFK driving wagons, with the up-to-date ones from version 4. Finally, version 4 now includes the old ICM Retro Paintpack as part of the main model, so the separate Paintpack will disappear from the web shops. Remember that these are mostly look-alike repaints to look more like the older ICM. As with the original Retro Paintpack, they are not fully remodeled versions to look 100% correct to the older ICM, so you will notice things like extra or missing ventilators, differences in the equipment under the wagons, and so on. This matches the intention of the old Paintpack. There have been a couple of minor changes in the cabs though, and of course the opening nose doors still work. Better than they ever did in the real world. I hope you enjoy this update. This is one of the oldest models in my collection, and I really wanted to revisit it and give it some much needed love for its 10-year anniversary.